Hello, Hyperlinkers. Welcome to the Etheria Final Test Direct. I'm your host, Mary.
Hi, everyone. I'm Michael.
Today, we're giving you the inside scoop on the upcoming official launch of Etheria. Michael and I will walk you through all the exciting features this version has to offer. Michael wants to give everyone a quick overview of what Etheria is all about.
Absolutely. Etheria is an urban supernatural strategy RPG with a turn-based combat system that really stands out. We've taken classic turn-based gameplay and mixed it with deep strategic elements and open exploration, creating something that feels fresh and exciting. The flexibility in battles is incredible. You can create so many different team combinations based on each Animus's unique abilities. Also, you can control the action in real time, commanding the moves exactly when you want them. When you pull off those perfect skill synergies to defeat a tough opponent, that feeling is amazing.
That sounds amazing. Plus, it's fully cross-platform on PC, iOS, and Android, so you can play whenever and wherever you want. We've got a lot to cover today about what makes Etheria special, but first, let's check out the preview video.
世界を滅ぼす最悪を避けるため、神はほぼすべての力を尽くし、自分の身を最悪から守る神の国を作った。
俺には力が必要だ。彼らは俺に力をくれる。それだけのことだ。
まさか最高レベルの緊急遮断が発生してるなんて。まずいな、数が多すぎる。
近づかないで。
傑作の誕生を見届ける。またとない機会だ。お前、運がいいな。
彼は少しずつ思い出している。お前らを粛清してやる。
決められるからな。
炎は全ての罪を燃やし尽くす。
裁きを受けるがいい。
私ならできるはず。さらにパーフェクトに。
探す手間を省く。
こいつはイかれてる。即戦即決だ。奴らの思い通りにはさせない。
貴様らの時間をいただくとしようか。
外からの支援は頼れない。私を楽しませなさい。
お前たちには重要な役割を与えてやろう。どうして裏切った？
And did you all catch it? The PV just released the official release date, June 5th.
That's right. Pre-registration for the official launch is now open on all major app stores. You can also head to the Etheria website to pre-register for your preferred platform. The best part? Pre-register now and you'll get exclusive rewards.
For hyperlinkers in regions where this test isn't available yet, don't worry. We're working hard to bring the release to your areas too. Stay tuned for updates. To ensure everyone has the best experience at launch, we're running a paid test on May 8th. This test will include payment features with a special bonus. Any purchases made during the test will come with multiple rebates at the official launch. Check our social channels for all the rebate details. Now that we've covered the test dates, let's look at what's coming up in today's Direct.
In the first part, Mary and I will introduce what Etheria is all about. We'll show you all the exciting content coming at launch. Plus, we'll reveal brand new gameplay features that haven't appeared in any previous tests.
After that, we have a special segment lined up for you. Our community manager, Chris, will host a Hyperlink conference. He'll be joined by content creators and Etheria's game director to explore the game and share all the exciting in-game events planned for the official launch. All right, let's dive right in. First up, Michael, what's the main storyline and background of Etheria?
The story of Etheria is set in a future where humanity faces civilization collapse. To survive, people transfer their consciousness into a virtual world called Etheria, where they live alongside Animus, beings who wield the power of Anima. For a time, everyone coexisted peacefully, but then a disaster known as Genesis began to corrupt the Animus. They turned violent, putting human lives at risk. To fight back, the Union was formed. As a hyperlinker, you'll enter Etheria to cleanse the Genesis and restore balance to this fractured world.
Wow, so Etheria's story takes place in a sci-fi post-apocalyptic setting. It's so unique and immersive.
Absolutely. Now, let's jump right into the game and check out the actual gameplay. When you start the game, the first thing you'll experience is the main character's home. The interface is designed to feel like a cozy living space. But outside, you'll see a bleak, snowy landscape, reminding you that the real world is still trapped in the aftermath of the apocalypse.
I love the contrast of having a cozy home away from the freezing and desolate world. It creates such a comforting vibe.
Same here. The main character's home isn't just cozy, it's also functional. You can use the workbench to develop and upgrade your Animus. Browse the archives with the Chaco Ring. Access other helpful features. The big TV in front of you lets you perform Hyperlink summons to bring a new Animus to your team. Also, you can quickly jump to any function using the shortcut bar. Most importantly, as a Hyperlinker, you use the Hyperlink device at home to dive into and explore the world of Etheria.
Looks like the real excitement is just ahead. After all, the heart of the adventure happens in the virtual world of Etheria.
That's right. In the main storyline, as a Hyperlinker, you can explore sandbox-style levels in your virtual world. You'll team up with your partner Maggie and other Animus to take on challenges together. We built Etheria using Unreal Engine, which let us create these gorgeous game environments and characters. The main story features high-quality cinematic scenes that really pull you into the world as you explore and uncover its secrets.
Those scenes are absolutely mind-blowing. I can't wait to see what kind of story will unfold.
For Hyperlinkers who want to focus on efficiency, you can speed up the story by holding down the fast-forward button or even skip scenes altogether. While exploring, you can take out weaker enemies with stealth attacks. But for the tough ones, you'll need to face them head-on. Combat in Etheria uses a turn-based system where your Animus' speed determines who acts first. Skills don't use up resources, but they do have cooldowns. When you're up against powerful enemies, you'll really need to think about your strategy.
From what you're saying, it sounds like combat in Etheria really makes you think strategically. So Michael, what's your advice for new players? How should they put together their team of Animus?
It's honestly not as complicated as it sounds, and it's super fun. Let me break down how combat and team building work. Early in the story, you'll already have access to a strong team. During the prologue, Maggie introduces you to 4 powerful Animuses from the Union, so you're set up for success right away. You'll meet Gray, who boosts critical damage, Chachi, who can stun enemies and help teammates, Dorothy, who keeps everyone healed up, and SSR Animus Leon, who deals massive damage. These 4 make an awesome, well-rounded team that can handle most early challenges. They're perfect for farming equipment dungeons and other early game content. Leon especially stands out with her incredible damage output. She'll carry you until you build more specialized teams. You'll probably see her dominating PvP matches too. Players love her.
It's obvious each Animus has their own role in battle. Winning comes down to finding the right combinations and strategies. Michael, can you tell us about some other Animus units and what makes them cool?
For sure. Each Animus in Etheria has been carefully designed, and when we launch on June 5th, you'll get to meet even more new characters. Let me give you a quick preview of the 5 new Animus coming at launch on June 5th. Real Mocha, the Union sweetheart, a tiny sugar-loving girl who loves the spotlight. Rosa, who's ruthless and pretty intimidating. Tsukiyomi, the top student council president at 13th District High School. Born, one of Astral Union's 3 CEOs who hides a sharp mind behind a friendly face. And Mia, who's super energetic and always looking on the bright side.
Sounds like each Animus brings something totally unique to the table. As a player, you'll need to think about which ones to level up based on what challenges you're facing.
And that's not all. There are over 50 Animus waiting for you in the game. Don't worry about running out of resources early on either. Through various game modes, you'll be able to earn plenty of summoning resources to build your dream team.
Oh, and speaking of the big TV we mentioned earlier, it's not just for show. You can use it to summon new Animus companions. But is there more you can tell us about how summoning works, Michael?
Absolutely. We just introduced 5 new SSR Animuses who will be joining the summon pool over time. But there's one more exciting addition, Freya, a brand new SSR who will debut as the first featured character when the game officially launches. Let's check out this short battle preview to see her in action.
一緒に夢へ入りたいの？言っておくけど、夢の中って危険なのよ。会えて嬉しいわ。もう夢の中で出会っているかもしれないけど。
Skill 1. Freya deals 2 instances of damage to a single enemy. The first instance can apply 1 stack of Dreamlight to a random ally. while the second has a chance to apply Nightmare to the target enemy for 1 turn. Dreamlike allows teammates to consume 1 stack of Nightmare and trigger Purify when a debuff is applied during their subsequent actions, lasting for 2 turns. When an enemy affected by Nightmare is attacked, Freya's ally will recover some of her health. Freya's exclusive passive: when an ally receives a buff, their action progress increases by a certain amount. When an enemy gets a debuff, their action progress decreases by a certain amount. Skill 2. Freya grants all allies defense up and 2 stacks of Dreamlight for 2 turns. Ultimate skill: Freya grants all allies attack up for 2 turns, attacks all enemies, and deals 4 instances of massive damage, each with a chance to apply Nightmare for 1 turn. Freya possesses a variety of unique effects. Dreamlight provides allies with a continuous cleansing effect, while Nightmare causes allies to restore their HP when they attack enemies. Her exclusive passive allows allies to gain action progress when buffed, and reduces enemy action progress when debuffed. With the ability to grant both attack up and defense up, she can simultaneously enhance her team's offensive and defensive capabilities. By weaving her distinct abilities, Freya provides exceptional team utility through support and action progress manipulation. While damaging enemies, she impedes their actions through debuffs and turn meter reduction. Her capacity to enhance attack and defense parameters makes her an incredibly versatile support Animus, enabling her team to triumph over even the most formidable adversaries with a strategic advantage.
Wow, Freya looks amazing. As the first new SSR after launch, she definitely has both the style and power to back it up. But honestly, my luck with these games hasn't been great lately. I'm worried I won't be able to pull her when the game goes live.
Don't worry about it, Mary. Freya will be available through a limited time featured summon, and this banner has a special feature everyone should know about. In this pool, your chances of getting Freya are significantly higher. Plus, you only need 100 crystals per pull, and there's no 50-50 chance involved. When you sub in your first SSR, it's guaranteed to be Freya.
Will all future limited time pools for new SSR Animus work the same way?
Yes, we've designed it this way to make sure every player can guarantee their favorite Animus by investing a specific amount of resources.
That's awesome! Besides the limited time summon for new characters, are there other types of summons in Etheria?
Definitely. To welcome new players to Etheria, we've prepared 1 beginner exclusive summons. Guarantees an SSR only 40 pulls, and during the official launch, we'll also have a rate-up summon for the fan-favorite SSR Animus Messiah. If you're a fan, don't miss your chance to add him to your team.
Now that we've covered the new Animus, let's remember, their strength also depends on how you build and develop them. So let's check out Etheria's unique progression system and see how you can power up your team.
In the Animus development interface, you can use upgrade materials to boost your character's level and star rating. Here's the cool part. Every Animus, regardless of rarity, can be upgraded to a maximum of 6 stars and level 50. You can also enhance their potential, upgrade skills, and use duplicate shadow prints for quality upgrades. Beyond leveling up your Animus, Etheria also has a unique matrix system for equipment. By combining matrix points for modules and shells, you can activate powerful matrix effects once you meet certain conditions. These matrix effects can give your Animus huge stat boosts. For example, if your main damage dealer relies on critical hits, you can maximize their potential by equipping 3 crit-related skills, just like in this demo. Right now, there are 21 different matrix effects in the game, offering boosts to stats like attack, defense, crit damage, healing, speed, and more. On top of that, there are 6 specialized matrix effects that need specific combinations of modules and shells, each contributing 6 points to activate.
Wait, Michael, that's a lot to process. Let's break it down step by step. First, can you tell us more about these modules you mentioned?
Sure thing. The module system gives players tons of customization options. The 3 modules on the left have fixed primary attributes, while the 3 on the right can be equipped with any primary attribute, including those with specialized matrix effects we just talked about. Plus, modules can be upgraded to randomly unblock additional secondary attributes for even more stat boosts.
Got it. So the module system offers lots of flexibility for customizing builds. But where do we actually get these modules?
You can earn modules by challenging 3 unique bosses in Threshold mode, each with 14 difficulty levels. Different bosses drop different modules, and the higher the difficulty, the better modules you get. That's great. And here's a cool feature. After beating a boss at a certain difficulty, you'll unlock continuous battles based on your star rating. During these battles, you can minimize the combat screen and check out other parts of the game while the fights run in the background. When they're done, just claim your rewards. Being able to AFK farm is super convenient. Now, besides modules, we also mentioned needing shells to complete the matrix setup. Mary, want to explain more about the shells?
Absolutely. What exactly are shells in Etheria?
Shells are basically companions or pets, and each one has unique skills. Some shells actively attack enemies while others provide stat boosts to your Animus. Different types of shells have different abilities, and they can be upgraded to unlock stronger skills and passive effects. You can also use material reconstruction to refine the passive effects for better results. You can get shells by taking on Grim Pursuit mode, where 10 unique bosses are waiting to be challenged. Before jumping into battle, you can check the boss details page or the archive to see which shells or modules drop from each stage. That way, you can target exactly what you need. By the way, Etheria also has a super convenient loadout feature. You can save your favorite equipment setups in the development interface and load them whenever you need. Plus, you can unequip everything with just one click. Super handy. Alright, now that we've covered the basics of gameplay and character progression, I think you've got a good idea of what Etheria is all about. Let's take a short break.
Yes, and before we go, just a quick reminder, Etheria officially launches on June 5th, and pre-registration is now open on all major game stores. Head over to the official Etheria website and pre-register for your platform of choice to snag some exclusive rewards. When the game officially launches, you can use the redeem code on your screen to get Anima prototypes, so be sure to grab a screenshot. And don't forget, during the final test phase, you can also use redeem codes for even more Anima. In the final test phase, you can Anima prototypes, so stay tuned. Now sit back and enjoy this exciting teaser video. After this, we'll dive into more of Etheria's gameplay features.
See you in a bit.
砕かれた夢が叫んでいる。シュガー、アグー、出番だよ。
せいぜいあがくのね。これからが本番よ。みんな本気で行くぞ。
Welcome back to the Etheria official launch direct. Next up, we're diving into the game's rich and varied gameplay modes.
That's right. Etheria has even more exciting modes waiting for you. In the Trial Challenge, there are 4 unique challenge modes, each with its own gameplay style and special rewards. Then there's Animus Echoes, which features a variety of side stages centered around each Animus you can recruit. Clearing these stages rewards you with tons of goodies. Summon vouchers, upgrade materials, and even avatars and other cosmetic items for your characters. Don't forget about Phantom Theater, a multiplayer challenge where 2 hyperlinkers team up with 3 squads to take down powerful bosses. The higher your battle rating, the better your rewards, and they reset weekly, so there's always something to work for. Deep within Etheria lies the Abyss of Decay, known as Ember. Hyperlinkers are sent to explore this mysterious space in Ember Exploration mode. This mode features 42 sequential areas where you'll tackle exploration challenges and battle various bosses. In these areas, you'll encounter consciousness corridors that require sandbox-style exploration, mine rifts where you'll face specific Animus teams, and Memory Abyss where you'll challenge fully powered bosses with enhanced skills. As you explore, you'll earn Laybot supply points to exchange for rewards at the supply hub. Finally, there's the challenging Ethernet Rally, where you'll build 3 Animus teams starting from different locations. You'll tackle various stages to collect loot, upgrade its quality through nodes, and ultimately defeat all the bosses for high-quality rewards.
Wow, there's so much variety! From Animus Echoes, where you can dive into characters' backstories, to the high difficulty challenges of Ember and Ethernet Rally. The gameplay is challenging but super rewarding.
To make sure Etheria offers plenty of depth, we've also added limited time event modes alongside the 4 fixed modes in Trial Challenge. These rotating events are fun, easy to jump into, and packed with great rewards. The cubic game is a mode where you use magical cards on randomly generated numbered discs to adjust the difficulty, effects, and rewards of each stage. At Lily's Magic Divination Shop, you'll get cubic boards of varying difficulties and use random cards to enhance elements like bosses and rewards. Strategically place your cards to target the rewards you want and then take on the bosses to claim them. Then there's Champion's Call, a prediction event where teams from major Etheria factions compete in the arena. During the event, you'll predict which team will win the championship. Guess correctly, and you'll earn even better rewards. These 2 limited time events will kick off with the official launch, and we'll keep adding more exciting ones in the future.
This all sounds amazing. After hearing about so many fun and diverse gameplay features, I'm really looking forward to the official launch. So, Michael, for new players like me, what's the best way to quickly get the hang of the game and start enjoying everything it offers?
Don't worry, Mary. We've definitely thought about new players. We know it can feel overwhelming with so much to do, so we've made sure there's plenty of guidance to help everyone get started. In Etheria, we've prepared a series of hyperlink charters. By following the prompts in these charters, you'll gradually learn the ins and outs of the game while earning some awesome rewards along the way. Plus, the powerful starter Animus Leon can carry you all the way into the late game. The Hyperlink Charter includes exclusive quests for Leon, and completing them will get you tons of upgrade materials, including Leon's Anima, which helps you power her up quickly. And that's not all. Outside of the game, we've teamed up with the famous strategy site Hell Hades to create a dedicated Etheria page. The folks at Hell Hades have even put together a short video for us. Let's take a look.
Hey guys, Hell Hades here. Today I'm going to be bringing you some awesome news. The team at hellhades.com, we're going to be collaborating with Etheria Restart, and we're going to be creating guides, we're going to be doing hero tutorials and more, all the things you'd expect from the HH Gaming team. The content's going to go live in April when the game launches into beta. Etheria Restart has got tons of content already, both PvE and PvP, including live arena on launch. And when the Hell Hades team got to try the game, we knew we wanted to cover it. It's got so much packed into it. We know the community is going to love it. There's just so much depth. Different builds, different characters, different formations to try. So we know you're going to need those walkthroughs from hellhades.com. So mark the date, 5th of June. That is when Etheria Restart is going to go live. Let's hyperlink the world.
Welcome back to the Direct. Next up, we're diving into even more gameplay features. Michael, earlier you mentioned the Phantom Theater, a multiplayer mode where players team up to take on challenges. Are there any other multiplayer features in the game?
Absolutely. That brings us to the Union system, which I'm excited to introduce next. In Etheria, you can create your own union and invite friends to join. In your union, you'll earn daily rewards just for signing in. Work together on weekly tasks for extra resources, and shop for upgrade materials in the Union shop. Plus, with the Union Aid feature, you can request Animus prototype shards from your Union members. Collect enough shards and you can upgrade your Animus's Anima level. You can also contribute meme wishes to help out your fellow Union members. In the Union's Anchor Recon Challenge, you'll team up with other members to take down 3 powerful bosses of varying difficulties. You'll need to organize a 5-player squad for these tough bosses, and you can even borrow support Animus from other Union members. Each time you chip away at a boss's health, you'll earn rewards based on the damage dealt. When you finally defeat the boss, you'll get a victory chest packed with Union coins. If you want items from the Union shop, team up with your Union and take on these bosses together.
So far, Michael has introduced us to tons of Etheria's PvE content, but I'm really curious, what kind of PvP experience does the game offer?
With such a strong foundation of single-player story, deep progression systems, and a wide variety of Animus for PvE, we've also put a lot of effort into creating exciting PvP content. We want to deliver a thrilling competitive experience through the Arena Realm PvP mode. That's why we've prepared several player versus player options. The Arena Realm features 3 distinct arenas. First is the Ranking Arena, where you'll use arena tickets, which you get daily, to challenge other players' defensive teams. Winning matches earns you points, but you also need a solid defensive team. If it gets defeated, you'll lose points. Climb the ranks to reach the top mythic tier, and at the end of each season, you'll earn special rewards based on your rank. Reach mythic, and you'll even unlock a cool arena nameplate frame.
The first mode is all about challenging other players' defensive teams. So, does the second PvP mode involve real-time battles against other players?
You got it. The Summit Arena is a real-time RTA PvP mode where you face off against other hyperlinkers in live battles. And yes, it supports global cross-server matchmaking. In Summit Arena, once you're matched with an opponent, you'll take turns selecting Animus for your team. During this phase, neither side can pick the same character. After both sides have chosen 5 Animus, you'll get to ban one of your opponent's picks. The strategic battle begins right from the selection phase. You'll need to outthink your opponent to secure victory. Summit Arena also offers rank-up rewards, including unique avatar frames for reaching certain tiers. At the end of the season, you'll earn special rewards based on your final ranking.
Summit Arena really takes Etheria's PvP intensity to the next level. But you mentioned there are 3 different arenas. I can't even imagine what other PvP modes the dev team has in store.
The third arena is called the Fearless Arena, which features an official light esports mode. Here you can quickly match with 8 hyperlinkers to compete in a Fearless Cup event. The event runs every Saturday and Sunday, and you can participate as many times as you want during that period. 8 players compete, advancing round by round until a champion emerges. The prize, Decisive Star Emblems, can be exchanged for rewards in the arena shop, including exclusive hyperlinker outfits and Zoxaskun.
It's amazing to see a mini tournament built right into the game. I can't wait to jump into the test and start battling other players online.
And that's not all. We're putting the finishing touches on a GVG mode called United Front. This mode will launch after the official release on June 5th, so stay tuned to all our social channels for more details.
In our last test, top players from around the world competed in the FCI Fusion Cup Invitational. After some intense battles, a champion was crowned, and players saw the incredible variety of team compositions and strategies that RTA gameplay offers. So, after the official launch, can we expect more exciting tournaments?
Absolutely. Player feedback and the demand for competitive play have always been a major focus for us. In the future, Etherea will provide a global stage for... I'm thrilled to announce the Etherea World Summit, the ultimate global tournament for Etherea fans. Let's check out this short trailer.
Hi, Hyperlinkers. I'm the tournament manager of Etheria. The Etheria World Summit, EWS, will officially begin following our global launch. It's a worldwide tournament open to all, where victory is the only rule, and epic rewards await those who rise to the top. Our first global invitation is about to kick off during the upcoming final test in May. All players will be eligible to register. After the official launch in June, the top 128 players will receive the official invitations to compete in the Global Invitational. Selection will be based on in-game summit arena rankings across both the final test and the post-launch period. All participants will receive rewards, with the top 3 earning cash prizes. The best player will get the chance to face a legendary player in a real-time 1v1 duel and earn a direct ticket to the EWS Grand Finals. This debut year marks the beginning of EWS global tiered tournament structure, including open qualifiers, regional finals, and ultimately the EWS Grand Finals. To deliver the most compelling competition, players will be selected based on both performance and potential. For detailed rules and upcoming schedule updates, please stay tuned to our official announcements.
Wow, how did Chaku suddenly turn into such a cool robot? I didn't expect to see one here.
I will be waiting for your challenge at the EWS.
We're gearing up to launch our first official tournament right after the game's release. Players who compete in Summit Arena during the final test and after the launch will have a chance to qualify. Make sure to follow Etheria's official community for updates, and let's see who emerges as the strongest player.
That wraps up the first part of our Etheria Direct. A huge thanks to Michael for walking us through so much of the game's content.
And thank you all for tuning in. We can't wait to welcome you to the official launch of Etherea.
Yes, Etherea officially launches on June 5th, and pre-registration is now open on all major game stores. Head over to the official Etherea website, pick your platform, and pre-register to claim some exclusive rewards. When the game goes live, you can use the redeem code on the screen to obtain Anima prototype, so be sure to take a screenshot and save it. Additionally, during the final test phase, players can also use the redeem code to receive Anima prototype, so don't miss out. And stick around. Up next is the second part of our preview stream, the Superlink conference, hosted by our community manager, Chris. He'll be joined by several content creators and the Etherea director for an in-depth discussion about the game.
Now, let's hand things over to Chris, Etherea's community manager. See you later.
Goodbye.
Hello Hyperlinkers, I'm Chris, the community manager for Etherea. I want to give a big thanks to Mary and Michael for giving us such a detailed introduction to Etherea for our viewers. I'm here with the game director and 3 amazing content creators, Zoxaskun, and Vulcan, to discuss some big topics you guys are most excited about. Before we start, let's get some introductions, starting with Jack.
Hello Hyperlinkers, this is Jack, the game director of Etherea. The whole team have been working on this project for more than 3 years, and we are so excited we are about to launch. So hope you enjoy tonight's show.
What's up, everyone? I'm Zox. I've been basically, covering every single beta that this game has had, bringing you guys tier lists, not only from global, but also from the CN side. So yeah, I'm just really hyped to see all the things that you guys are going to be able to experience.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean B. I've been making content for turn-based RPG for many years now, and I came across Etherea recently, and I am blown away by how good the game looks, and I'm so excited to try the game out in the official launch later this year.
Hey guys, I'm Vulcan. I've been creating content for 5 to 7 years now. I really love turn-based games. It's a genre I've been really fond of, especially the ones where you got some competitiveness in it. In the last beta for Etherea, I managed to finish rank 1 in Arena, so it's safe to say I tried pretty hard in that beta, and I've been hanging out for the release since then, so definitely looking forward to the release of the game.
Welcome everybody. First, I want to hear your thoughts. So after watching this new live stream, what stood out to you guys the most, and what are you most curious about? Jack here, I feel like it's the perfect chance to ask.
Well, thanks, Chris. I guess I'll go first. So I've been basically, like I mentioned before, covering Etherea since the very beginning. Basically looking for new character reveals, making videos on anything, basically a new unit, and anything that basically is fresh coming into the game. With that being said, I'm actually really curious. Since it's been about 2 months since the beta, and really honestly since we had the test, we've seen a bunch of brand new characters come in that beta. How did the Etherea dev team manage to design and build so many new heroes in such a short time? Could you share a bit of your character design philosophy?
Yeah, sure. Of course, first, thanks, Dux, for supporting Etherea for the long time. And we are a big fan of your channel, and you make really great content. And back to your question. So, because we are a strategy turn-based RPG, so the character is really a fundamental pillar of our game. So our first goal is to create as much as characters with diverse and identity. So we put a lot of resource and in this aspect. So we have we created more than 3 pipelines for this character design. So from the creative design and the concept design, 3D modeling, and the rigging animation of all this stuff. So there are multiple pipelines running. So actually, when you see this new character release, actually there are already several characters already start in working in process. So that's why we can manage to release so many characters, and in the future we will release more characters that will bring new experience to the game.
Well, thanks, Jack. Vulcan, do you have any questions on this topic?
Hey, Jack. First of all, thanks for having us on. I really do appreciate you getting us involved. I've loved the little chat we had beforehand, getting to know you. I'm really excited about what you can bring to this game and to the players as well. Now, obviously, I played pretty hard through the last beta, thoroughly enjoyed myself, and there was already a lot of content in the game from that point there, but you do have a bunch of other content still to come as well that you've released. What's the plan on rolling out all the extra content? Is it all going to be there at launch? Is going to drip feed in so people aren't overwhelmed? Like, what's the general idea of releasing content and the philosophy around that?
Okay. First, thanks for joining us today, Vulcan. And it's quite impressive you make in the last beta, so it's quite impressive. And back to your question. So actually, we are not blindly to add more features, add more systems that to bring to our game, because that will make players just busier and busier. But because we are a strategy turn-based game, so create more diverse of the builds and the strategy and the different game experience is our goal. So you can see from our game, we divide our system into 3 parts. You have daily challenges that you can grant your resource to upgrade your heroes, like the modules and shells. And we have the trial challenges that you can have the more difficult challenge to test if you have a good enough build and that. And there are the third part is events. Events, when we add more new events, it's just to create new experience and with different experience and different gameplay. So this is the basic 3 parts. Of course, we also have 2 parts is the union, right? The union is the social part, and you can play with other players. And the last part, of course, it's one of the most interesting part of the Etherea is the PvP part. We have its arena, we have RTA, and you already see in this live stream we introduced another new mode. It's a light tournament. So we just also want players to not only enjoy PvE content but also PvP content. So these are the basic framework, and I think it's almost the complete framework of our design. So in the future, we just based on this framework, we will introduce more how to say the event systems and the new challenges. So that's being said, so we are ready. So the game framework is ready. So that's why we're about to launch the game. So I hope everybody is excited and looking forward to it. Thanks.
Yeah, super exciting. Awesome.
Wow, there are like so many things that he mentioned there, especially the PvP part where I'm like super excited about, because I know we're all here for that competitiveness in this game, right? But then I also noticed that beside the RTA part, there's also this thing called the Fearless Arena. Like, what is that? Like, how's that different from the RTA that we have in the game?
Yeah, I think we already teased a little bit in the introduction. So, usually a game in this market or in this genre, we have the traditional arena. That means you fight with other players' build, and we get RTA, right? You have real-time arena, and you match with another player. And usually, this kind of games also runs a tournament like we did before. We have already held several tournaments, even in the beta test. But the thing is, a tournament is very exciting. I think, Zox and Sean, you had a very interesting match, right? So in the last tournament. But it's always limited. So last time we only invited 16 players. But it's fun, and we want to bring this exciting esport experience to wider audience, so the players, more players can join and experience that. So that's why these ideas coming out. That's why we put this fearless arena, Actually, it's a light tournament and in-game. It's an in-game tournament you can play in the weekends. So, and there we will match 8 players, and it's a tournament. And after 3 or 5 matches, there's a champion. So we hope it's a brand new experience. I never had see this kind of system in this era. So we hope it will bring a brand new experience to our players.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be a big hit with this game, and I'm super excited to see it in motion. So thank you, Jack, for the additional insight. Transitioning into the topic of balance, strategy, mechanics, it's clear that we put a ton of effort into both PvE and PvP. Since you 3 guests here are super experienced with turn-based RPG genre, are there any concerns you have about Etherea or anything you're particularly curious about? You can ask Jack right now, right here.
Yeah, so for me, I'm probably going to talk for a little bit on this one because this is something that I'm really passionate about. And I think with Etherea, between the module and shell system, it's got something very unique that we haven't really seen before in these types of games, where there's 2 big things. First of all, a shell for me, when I jumped into the game, it sort of replaced what you look at in some other games as the weapon, which I always hate summoning weapons on a banner. There is nothing worse than that for me. Whereas in this game, the shells, which once again, they're actually really cool, like pet type things, but they fill that role of a weapon from other games. They're farmable, so you can go ahead and farm them. And then you have a module system where both your quote unquote gear and your shells have different sets that they can get, and then reaching so many of these sets give you set bonuses, which is a really cool way to integrate getting different set effects, where normally in a game it's just like have 2 of these pieces, have 4 of these pieces, whatever it is. So I thought that's really interesting, the module system with the shells combined with more customization than I've ever seen before, with you've got 3 slots of your modules that can all have the same stats. So you can have like 3 crit damage pieces if you want. You can have 3 HP pieces if you want to go super tanky. There is no speed main stat on them. There's a lot of things where the game has done a bit more customization than what I'm used to seeing. And I just want to hear from you, like why you went with that path and what was the philosophy behind it.
Yeah, that's really a good question. I think also this design, this gear system, and we call it matrix system, because with the matrix you put shell and the module together to get these matrix points to have a fully built, of course, with your Animus, your character. So I think this whole system is one of our most satisfied design in our game, because before this setting is design, we have 3 or 4 other solutions or approach, but we still think it's not there. And of course, we can reference other games. There are a lot of games on the market which can just take one we think are good, okay enough, and we just take it and do a little bit adjustment. But during the very early stage, we just think it's not right. It's just too similar with others, and there's no fresh experience. And we also found the build is quite limited. You go after you play a while, it's a kind of it's preset. You can only follow this kind of ways. So we think about how could we improve this thing, because back to our goal. Our goal is to want to create a diverse and so rich combinations or builds of this strategy. The player, even the play style of the players, they can choose their own way. So when we come up this solution, when we introduce this matrix with shells and the modules, I think we find this solution. You can say if in the end game we have more than 50 animals, we have more than 20 types of modules, and we have more than 20 I would say shells. With this combination, of course you may think a little bit complicated for beginners, but when we design a game, we will design for the end game, and we will introduce these systems one by one, step by step, to the players, and they will get familiar with it and learn it, and with a learning curve, And in the end, we hope in the end everybody get familiar with this and they can have more choice and more diverse of the builds, then make the game really fun, not only in PvE but also in PvP, especially also in the real-time arena, so RTA, and then we can have really interesting matches. So that's our goal.
Yeah, I honestly, I have something that I want to actually piggyback off of, because we are obviously talking about like relics and cores, and I think that kind of like leads into like the idea that this is a really deep progression system. And I guess that kind of was like one of the things I was wondering was, how exactly were you guys going to approach basically trying to maintain basically the balance between character variety and the strategic diversity in combat? Because I think one of the things with a lot of PvP games is that, especially when you, I guess, have both PvP and PvE, but seeming that we're kind of leaning more towards the PvP side, like that's something that you really want to always kind of like try to maintain like player interest, but also like what matters to that specific type of game mode. And I guess kind of a double like or stack question there. How do you also plan to add future characters? Like, is it going to be according to that character that's currently destroying meta right now, or is it be just something just completely fresh that creates its own meta? And I think the last part I want to add to that also is how often can players actually expect to see characters added as well?
Okay. Yeah, it's a really challenging question, and it's a challenging task for us because balancing is crucial in this kind of game. If you lose balancing, and then you lose, the diverse of the builds, and then the player will have the similar play style. They will find the jack of all trades heroes, or they will find the best team set, and then they will break down all these systems. Or if you see in the arena everybody selects the same hero, it will be super boring, right? So that's there are two goals. So when we design a new character, we just want to have, for each character we want to have its own place. So its place means some character may be more suitable for PvE content, or even specific bosses, like it's single target, some is more stronger in AoE like that. But the thing is, we have more than 50, even in the future we have nearly 100 characters. We hope each character has its own position. That's important. It cannot be replaced by another one, and then it has its own position, then it's useful in this whole system. But the thing is, we also have to, when we want to make sure it's balanced in PvE, that's easy because we have all these systems, and PvE, it's this status and all this difficulty is set. It's not always changing. So we can use our tools to test all these characters, if it's OP, or if it's if it's too strong, too OP in multiple systems. It's easy to handle. But when we're back to PvP, it's a little bit challenging because when we go to, we just mentioned before, we have so many different kind of builds and possibilities. So that's why we need some tools. We had an AI-driven testing tool, and when we design a new character, we will put in these tools, and then they will ultimately run thousands of games with millions, maybe millions of combinations, and fight each other, and then they will summarize some reports, and our balancing designer will check this report regularly and see if the neural character is OP or not. And then, of course, we will also, based on our own experience, all these designers, they have to play themselves, and we internally actually we play all the days, and to not only trust only the data, but also the feelings when you play and play with each other and play with the PvE content. So we in summarize, we just want to put so many energy on that. We just make sure it's really balanced, and of course we hope to back to our goal. We want to keep this builds and the gameplay. It's really diverse and with more strategy thinking and possibilities. Yeah. Hope I answered your question. Yeah.
I'm very glad to hear that there are tools behind the scene to allow the dev to play the game, to test with so many combinations to keep the character balanced. But with that amount of game content, and also in the future we're releasing so many new characters all the time, how do you make sure that all these characters will stay relevant throughout the time? Because in game like this, we know that newer character gets stronger and stronger and stronger while old characters stay irrelevant. So is there a plan for balance patches or just adjustment to the character to allow them to stay relevant in the future?
Yeah. So I think what you mentioned, it's the general market is doing, right? So we see a lot of games when they release a new character, it's the must-have, and you have to, because it's always in the feature banner. So it's business. We understand, but we think a little bit different, because in our system we are not only PvE game. We have PvP. If we do this way, it's really hard. It's really huge pressure for the players. They have to purchase, they have to chase the new characters every single time. I think even we are players, we play other games. It's a huge pressure for us. So we think it's what is better with is we create a cycle. It's a cycle means it's a counter cycle with different builds. So it can't say, oh, this build it's the best and you must have. You can choose your own play style. Like we said, if you want to play really tanky, you don't need to chase the speed, right? You don't have to the first speed, and even there's a first high speed hero, you don't have that because your play style is tanky. You just need more HP and even like that. And another thing is, we want not only these SSR or feature banner heroes is the most powerful. You can see from the last betas, a lot of SRs, even in these tournaments, a lot of SRs are very useful, I would say, with some characters, of course. When they create a build, even some SRs are the key roles for this build. So in this way, we want to get less pressures for players. They are easy to create a build they want, and they can even beat most of the PvE content, and then even in the RTA and other arena, they can also play with other players, because the counter is not simple, stronger the best. No, it's a counter circle. So we have different builds that counter each other. So I think that's our design philosophy, and so no worry about the how to say, the unbalance of the new heroes. But of course, bring new heroes is always our goal. As I said, we want just the new hero or new characters. It's just new experience or new builds. It's not that stronger. It's new. It's different. So I think that's our way. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the big things with this game that I think will be a key strong point here is the idea of the cycle that you talked about. You know, with every Animus having like a different position in the meta, I feel like we're gonna see like an always evolving meta where people are like practicing different strategies, and you know, we'll find out that, oh, one little strategy works on this character super great, and then it shifts everything, and then a new character comes out, and then things start to shift again. I think there's just a lot of variability here with the matrix system that you talked about, and having a cycling meta like that is what's going to make this game great.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
that's our goal.
So playing off of that, let's address the question that many players are most concerned about. All of you guys have played many gacha games, so what frustrates you the most?
I'll kick it off. So with this one, and I'm going to reference the knowledge I have from the beta, because it really frustrates me when we have the 50-50 system in summoning. I mentioned earlier, I hate weapon banners. They're not in the game. Fantastic. Let's go farm that stuff. That is perfect for me. But with the 50-50, I noticed that when we have, I thought it was a very interesting system. When we have the rate up banners, at least in the last beta, I can't remember the exact numbers, but we had the new character, they get their rate up banner. Now, you don't have a soft pity, and it's a higher pity, and I believe it was around 100. But if you get a what do we want to call it, 5-star SSR, I can't remember the actual terminology, I apologize. But if you get the high rarity character, there's no 50-50. You get that character that is on the banner, that is it. Whether you beat the pity or not, so you can do a 10 pull, you get lucky, you know you're getting that character. I think that is a fantastic system. And I absolutely love that because that covers one of the big pain points for a lot of people. At least if you're planning out, you know, okay, this is exactly how much I will need and it's reasonable. And if I get lucky, I will get it beforehand. But the other thing that we had was even the rate up banner characters in the beta were in the standard banner, which the standard banner has a lower pity. It has the soft pity, but obviously you don't get to choose who you're going for. So that's the trade-off there. The one question that I had from that beta, because, you know, sometimes in beta you're only getting the one character, so it's not a new release, is when a new character releases, how long before they go into the standard banner, not just their rate up banner?
Okay, so because we are still a gacha game, gacha is one of the also interesting and exciting part for this kind of, because you always got how to say, there's exciting and there's hoping. Really want the characters you really want. So we are players. When we do this, we are not just as developers, because when you are developers, just think of business, the KPIs. You know, oh, we have to do this, we have to do that. But most of our developers, they are also a huge fan of this genre of turn-based games and gacha games and JRPG of this kind of stuff. So when we design this crucial part, because it's talk about monetization, right? We are a business company. We have to make sure this game can run continuously, and we can then the revenue we generate can support our future development. But again, back to our player experience, we are also frustrated. We so frustrated when we pull in some other games when you get this 50-50. So like you said, so that's why at first we just decide to totally remove that. But when you get the feature banner, you will guarantee it's the characters in the banner. There was no 50-50. And back to your question, if there's a new character introduced, and from the very beginning, when we launched this new feature banner, the feature character already in the standard banner. So there you don't have to wait, and you don't have to, how to say, worry about when this feature banner is gone. You cannot get this character anymore. You will need to wait 6 months or 3 months like that. No, this won't happen in Etherea. So at the very beginning, you can pull up these characters, and it's in standard banner, including light and dark characters. You know how this rare, including. So I think when we play this genre, you know how rare that, and so it's a big decision. We put these characters in this standard banner.
Yeah, love it. That's huge. Like, that's insane.
And I think I also noticed that when I was playing the beta, I think the cost of summon, I felt it was a bit lower than usual. Is that a thing in this game?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention that. So back to these things. So what we think, another thing is, it's just about 50-50. It's just the, how to say, it's to what you say. It's a setting. It's a design. But actually, the thing is behind that is it's how you're pricing your game. So we generally think it's just in this market, it's just too expensive. As a player, as ourselves, when we play this game, it's too expensive. You need, you have 50-50, then you have this duplicate system, right? You need to pull 5 or 6 times to get a full character. So this you can see in Etherea, we don't change this, but later one it's separate. No, it's not separate. It's behind this. It's just we think it's just too expensive. So we did several things to reduce the cost of the players to make this game affordable. So one thing you see is we remove the 50-50 system. Another thing is we put this high rarity, even the featured characters into this standard banner. We let these free-to-play players can easily get them by lucky or by hard working to collect more these free resources. And another thing is we reduce the price. So in I think it's a standard price is 160 gems or crystals or any other how to say in other games, but we reduced it to 100. That's already a huge discount. So in one pool, you only need 100 crystals in our game. And another thing is, we had a lot of season also give quite a lot of free pools, free, we call it Animus prototypes and crystals. So the thing is, we just want to be more free-to-play friendly. We hope a lot of players, if you love our game, you can support us, of course, then we can create more content for you. But we also, in general, there are the free-to-play players are even larger audience base. So we know that, and so we want everybody to enjoy our game. So we want these players to have a better experience. So we made these several changes. So that's what we think about this gacha in general, or the price, even the price in general.
And if I can, I just wanted to zoom in on one thing there, which was the light and dark units are also in this. Like, so you have a rate up banner for normal elements and then light dark. I'm just going to refer to them as light dark for this. And then you also have a standard banner for the normal elements and then light dark as well. But you can still get those light dark units from the standard element standard banner, which I couldn't believe it when I got my Lily in the beta from that banner, because that is like, that's a massive thing. Like, you don't see that with light dark units typically in these style of games. And on top of that, like, the fact, for those playing at home, like, this is going to be my strategy as I'm known as the free-to-play sweat lord. When you're getting into the game, and I love that every character goes straight into the standard banner, and so if you're starting even a bit later, but even at launch, you've got those cheaper summons on the standard banner with a lower pity and a soft pity, which makes it a lot easier to get more high rarity characters. So you can put your emphasis there to build out your roster and then start targeting new characters as they come out. And you can do that because of the system of everyone going straight in. Even if you start a bit later, you still have that option to get a really good roster of characters from just using that standard banner. So I think the playoff between the standard and the rate up is a really, really strong thing, even for the longevity of new players coming in.
And think about the thing is very how to say, the dupe system, right? Duplicates. So in Etherea, you only need one, and 5 is different. You need 5, it's 5 times expensive, more expensive, right? So when you get 1, you get unlock the full mechanics. You only need the in-game free upgrade resource to upgrade the skills, and but the mechanics of the skills, it's already there. You only get 1, it's enough. I think that's also a big decision, but we hope it will create a better experience for players in general.
Yeah, definitely. I think that is a pain point for a lot of players in gacha games, especially recently, where it's like, oh, if you want to, like, this, you can get this character, but if you want to play them the way they were intended to be played, you need to actually get 3 copies of them and their weapon, and it's just not feasible. When I looked at the duping system on my first stream when I played Etherea, I was like, no way, these are just very simple stat increases. So there is a benefit to it, but it's not like a benefit that changes the gameplay that you're going to experience with that character, which is a really big thing. And I'm sorry, but I'm just on a rant here, so I'm going to keep going. The other thing that you mentioned was one of the biggest things is the no more leveling up fodder characters to feed to increase your star rankings of your characters. Like, that is a big thing, because often in these style of games, half the time you spend is just repeating campaign stages just to level up that fodder, which, you know, has its purpose, but it's a bit tedious and it's not as exciting. Whereas in Etherea, all those materials to keep upgrading your characters are given through events, in-game systems, the quote-unquote tower mode, all that sort of stuff. That's where you can get all those things, and it came at a pretty decent rate. You can also somewhat farm them in the experience stage if you want to as well, and then use them to fuse up as well. So there is that option if you're really desperate to get a few up. But in general, the income felt pretty good of them, and it just means that when you're actually spending your stamina in-game, it's always going to be something exciting. Either you're going for modules or you're going for shells. And for me, when I play these style of gacha games, that's almost as fun as summoning a character, is seeing if I got that, that god tier piece of gear with the 4 optimal substats, you know, and stuff like that. So I think it just makes the general daily gameplay a lot more exciting because that leveling up in the campaign stages is now sort of removed from the game.
Yeah. This I want to add 2 more sentences, because I think this is the duplicate system, and for this, how to say, you don't have to have this feed other characters to other characters. This kind of setting is actually from the community, because they talk about and give us feedback times to times. Oh, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this, because a lot of people are talking about this. We think we really take it serious, and it's really the painful experience when they play other games. So as a game release in 2025, so I think the thing is we want to create just a better experience. So we hear from the community and we make these 2 changes, and we think it's, even for ourselves, it's much easier, because we also play that it's really a long time just how to say, leveling up these other characters. It's not fun. It's just not fun, right? So we hope to take this chance to thank the whole community, the players who support us for the long time, and we hope in the future when we release, you support us and give us feedbacks. We have our community manager here, and in our community you can also give all these feedbacks, and we will listen to you and take your suggestions seriously, and we hope to improve the game together.
Yeah, I think a lot of this stuff just makes this a great experience for new players. Like, as we talked about, like when you're introducing a game to your friends that you're already like a year or 2 deep in, and like you're like, oh, they don't have all the characters, they can't do anything. I just think it's going to be a great opportunity to build a long-lasting like core community, both of free players and paid players. And for competitiveness and all these tournaments coming up, I think that's going to be the key highlight here. And just having a core community that we can build and grow like that is going to be huge for this game, and I'm super excited. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate your time. There's been so many great questions going on, and thank you, Jack, for being so transparent about everything. We're all super excited. So just letting you all know, Etherea will launch officially on June 5th. Make sure to pre-register for the official launch, and that'll be live across all major game stores. You can access the official Etherea website to pre-register on whatever platform you prefer, and you'll have access to some unique rewards and some codes on top of that when you register. So there's a lot waiting for you guys. Just make sure you stay tuned to the website and our social media pages. So goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. It was really fun talking with you guys.
See you in Etherea. See you.